Hi there. So we went off a little bit, so I'm just continuing with where I left. Welcome to the broadcast today, and we are continuing with our series of Q&A sessions that I'm having with you to be able to answer questions that you may be having in your studies, questions that you may be having in everything that you're doing. So if you join the broadcast, you comment below with your questions, and I'll try as much as possible and answer to join the broadcast. So when you join the broadcast, you comment below with your questions. Any questions you are having, you comment below with it, and I'll answer all your questions for you. Today I'm sharing with you something about time management, because it's a myth that I've heard a lot of people issues in relation to the fact that you need to manage your time, But the truth of the matter is that there is nothing like time management. Okay? There is nothing like time management. Now, why am I saying there is nothing like time management? Because you cannot manage time. You cannot manage time. You see, time flies, it's going. You cannot manage it. There is nothing you can do about it. It's going, and that's all. You can't do anything about it. That's it. It's going, and that's all. You can't do anything about it. So what then must you do? If you cannot manage time, what must you do? What you must do instead is to discipline yourself, is to manage yourself, is to have a self-management plan where you need to you look at how you utilize your time, because we all have 24 hours. The time you are using to watch this broadcast, it's gone. You cannot get it anywhere any longer. It's never going to come back again. So all the time that you have, or the time that you have allocated to you, if you don't utilize that time very well, that means that you are just wasting the time. If you just joined the broadcast, comment below with all your questions. Today I'm sharing with you something on time management. So welcome to the broadcast. Comment below with your questions and just put that in. Right, so the myth about time management, that thing is a myth. I know you've read a lot about that. Maybe you read a lot of books titled Time Management, and everything that they mention, everything that they say in those books, which they title Time Management, is not about time management. Rather, it all boils down to self-discipline. It all boils down to self-discipline. Now, if you are going to pass your ICA examination, then one of the things that is critical is self-discipline. Now, so we all have 24 hours in a day. What are some of the things you use your 24 hours to do? Comment below and tell me about it. But I have a list of some of the things that you may be using your time to do. For instance, work, sleep, exercise. That is, if you exercise, leisure, social media, friends, events, attending events. All of these are some of the activities you undertake that really consumes your time, that really takes your time, that really takes the very life out of you. So the question is, why do you spend time doing some of these events? How many of these activities actually add value to your objective, add value to your goal? If you just joined the broadcast again, I'm sharing with you on the myth of time management today. I want to discuss with you what you must do each day in order to help you to increase your chances of preparing adequately and passing the examination. So Nanajwa, you are asking a question. Let me see your question real quick. Please, I have a problem about revaluation. Can you solve a question with us? Revaluation about assets under IAS 16, I guess. Is that what you're talking about, Nanajwa? So what is your main problem about revaluation? Maybe clarify that and I can do that verbally for you. Yes, I could solve some questions with you. Certainly from next week we'll be doing some live lectures where I'll be teaching and solving some questions with you on some of the key areas that we are looking at. But tell me, what about revaluation? Is it a treatment? Is it the accounting? What really about revaluation that you don't understand? So Nanajwa, please clarify for me, what really is it? Is it a treatment? Because there are two things you must understand about revaluation of assets. We have the upward revaluation and then the downward revaluation. Then we have revaluation loss and revaluation gain. Now, their treatments are all different. For instance, if assets are revalued for the first time and it is an upward revaluation, it means we're going to have a revaluation gain. Now, that revaluation gain, you've got to be careful about it, because sometimes revaluation can result into deferred tax calculation, that is leading to IAS 12 again. Okay, leading to IAS 12. So, for instance, revaluation of assets, if it is a first time upward revaluation, what do? We debit the property, plant, and equipment, and then we credit the revaluation account. However, when there is an upward revaluation, then because depreciation will be charged on the revalued amount, it means that the amount of depreciation to be charged will be higher than how much we should have charged if the asset wasn't revalued upward. For that reason, there is also going to be what we call an annual transfer. If there is anything about annual transfer, then we will just divide the revaluation gain by the the remaining useful life of the assets. Then we do that transfer from the revaluation surplus account to the retained earnings by debiting the revaluation surplus account and crediting the retained earnings account. So that is how we do the treatment in relation to upward revaluation. But as I mentioned, an upward revaluation may also result into issues about deferred tax. So if the question requires that on the revaluation you need to do deferred tax, then the tax rate will be given to you. Then you just apply the tax rate on the revaluation gain that you had, and then you take that also to the tax account. But remember, once there is a revaluation gain like that, other comprehensive income, you must account for it, and then if there is any tax on the revaluation gain, that will also be accounted for in the other comprehensive income. So that is an initial revaluation of assets in relation to that. Then we have a downward revaluation for the first time. Now, if for the first time we have a downward revaluation, that is a loss. So since it's a loss, it has to be written off in the books. So you just debit the income statement with a revaluation loss, and then credit the property, plant, and equipment, and that is all about that. So that is first time revaluation of assets. Nanajwa, I believe that you understand what I've said so far. Indicate in the comment box and let me know if you get what I'm saying so far. Then there is what we call subsequent revaluation. Okay, there is what we call subsequent revaluation. So I think illustrating these with questions will be critical, but today I didn't prepare. As you can see, in one of our classrooms, but then I'm not at a board that I can really illustrate some of these things on the board. So right, so I would recommend that you do this. Check my YouTube channel, check on the channel after the broadcast, the playlist on accounting standards. You can see IAS 16 there. You can watch the videos, okay? Watch the videos there on IAS 16. I think I have about 3 different videos on IAS 16, and in each of these videos I spoke about revaluation there. However, from next week I'll be solving some questions on accounting standards, and certainly I'll be treating this as well so that I can clarify that for you. So today I will not be solving any questions, but from next week we'll be practicing some questions on the board, because I didn't set up my broadcast to do teaching on the board today. So that's it, Nanajwa. That's what you have to understand in relation to that. So okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. So if you just joined the broadcast, you have any question, please put it in the comment box, put it in the chat box, and let me answer your questions for you. I hold this live broadcast because I want to assist you. I want to answer questions that you are having, so that you can prepare well for the examination. You see, many students fail the exams because they don't have any assistance, they don't have any help, they don't get any people to really answer some small little questions that will assist them to really prepare and pass the examination. So if you join the broadcast, please share the broadcast with your colleagues, and also comment below with your questions so I can address your questions for you. Okay? Now I'm sharing with you today on time management. If you're just joining the broadcast, I was talking about time management. And so there is nothing like time management, okay? It's just a myth that has been perpetrated throughout life, throughout the stages of life. There is nothing like time management. What we have is rather self-discipline. So what are the things you use your 24 hours to do? Each day of your life, what are the things you use your 24 hours to do? And so I listed a couple of activities down. You go to work, you sleep, you exercise, that is if you exercise, you have leisure, social media, friends, and then the events that you attend in relation to that. Right, so the events you attend, all of these drain the time out of you. So the question is, in order for you to pass the ICA examination, listen to this carefully, at least you must set aside maybe 2 hours every single day. Hi Samuel, welcome to the broadcast. If you have any questions, comment below with your questions, and then let's see how we can address. I'm talking about time management today. It's a myth, okay? So the title is The Myth of Time Management. There is nothing like time management. What we have is self-discipline, okay? We don't have anything like time management. You cannot manage time. You cannot manage time. You can't have more time. You can't have less time. We all have 24 hours a day. So you cannot manage time, okay? You cannot manage time. So what do you use your 24 hours to do? Work, sleep. How many hours do you spend at work? How many hours do you sleep? Some of you sleep like 10 hours, 12 hours, and you're still not satisfied. I mean, how can you be preparing for ICA examination and sleep for 12 hours? I mean, it's not right. I mean, you cannot sleep for 12 hours, go to work, and still get time to study, okay? The truth of the matter is that if you are really going to sit down consciously and analyze your 24 hours, analyze each day of your life and identify the things that you do, you will realize that there are a lot of things you do that don't add any value to your life. There are a lot of places you attend, there are a lot of conversation you have, there are a lot of people you spend time with that you shouldn't be spending time with, because spending time with these people don't take you up, they rather bring you down. Are you getting it? So if you are going to utilize your 24 hours, then you've got to discipline yourself. It is not every event that you have to attend. It is not every time you need to be on social media. It is not every time that you have to hang out with friends. It is not all the time that you need to have leisure. One of the statements I hear from a lot of people is, all work and no play make Jack a dull boy. Then I ask, what work have you done that you want to play? What work have you done? If you look at it, what work have you really done? If you want to be frank with yourself, what really have you done that qualifies you to say that all work and no play make Jack a dull boy? You've not done anything. You have not done anything. You've registered for an exam, you need to prepare for the exams, but you're not preparing for the exams. But you are walking around, all work and no play, make Jack a dull boy. Then you are playing, you are playing, you are playing. Before you realize, 3 days to the exams. This is the time that you start to be serious. And because of the pressure, the tension, your mind cannot really go through all of the things. So you end up in the exam hall and then you freak out. And then you ultimately fail the exams. You ultimately fail the exams. So if you are going to pass the exams, you need to tell yourself, I can do A, I can do B, I can do C. I must do A, I must do B, I must do C. You cannot do everything some and become successful, friends. You cannot, it's not possible. That is why time management is a myth. It's not true. There is nothing like time management. You cannot manage time. You need to rather discipline yourself. That's it. You sleep 10 hours, some of you. You sleep 8 hours, some of you. You go to work. You spend time on social media. You spend time with friends, having conversation about things that you can't change anything about. Okay, so if you are going to pass the ICAG exams, this is my recommendation to you. Are you ready for it? Are you ready for my recommendation? This is my recommendation to you. First, these are the things I want you to do. If you are going to really pass the ICAG exams, these are the things I want you to do. Number one, I want you to really sit down, look at your 24 hours. And ask yourself, what do I do every day? I mean, sit down and plan like this. Sit down and plan like this. Write down work, sleep, leisure, social media, friends, events. Write down how many hours you spend each day on each of these things. Then number two, I want you to promise yourself and lock at least 2 hours every day that you will use to study. Lock 2 hours every day that you use to study. I know you're going to be telling me, Nhyira, my work, I cannot do it. Nhyira, my wife, I can't do it. Nhyira, my husband, I can't do it. Nhyira, my spouse, I can't do it. Nhyira, my girlfriend, I can't do it. Nhyira, my boyfriend, I can't do it. You are a liar. You are just lying to yourself. You can do it. If you sit down, analyze your time, and tell yourself that every day you are going to lock 2 hours by yourself and you are going to study towards your ICAG examination, then you will become successful. But chances are you don't do it because you give yourself a lot of excuses. I don't have time. You have a lot of time. The time you spend on social media, liking people things, looking through pictures, commenting on things, what value is it adding to you? Okay, spending time with some friends who don't add any value to you. You talk about things that you can't change, right? Talking about the fact that prices of things have increased. You can change about it, so you stop complaining and focus on what you need to do. So if you can lock 2 hours every single day by yourself, you say that from 11 to 1 a.m. or from 3 to 5 a.m. or from 6 to 8 p.m. or whatever, 2 hours every day, and you are going to use 2 hours every day to prepare towards your ICAG examination, I can guarantee you by the time you enter the exam hall, you will be confident, and when you open the question paper, you will not freak out. You will not freak out. That is what you need to understand. So Nanajua, you are asking a question. Let me read that and answer that. Would you recommend someone to leave Accra to write in other regions? Is it true it's easier to pass in places other than Accra? No, Nanajua, there is nothing like that. That is also another myth that a lot of students perpetrate and a lot of people perpetrate, but there is no truth in that. Okay, there is no truth in that. If I like to put it in three this way: wabon and wabon. If we take you to Tamale, now wabon and wabon. If we take you to Accra, now wabon and wabon. If we take you to Kumasi, wabon and wabon. So I won't recommend that you leave Accra. If for any reason, okay, if for any personal reason or any peculiar reason you cannot write in Accra, fine. But don't go to other regions because it's easy to pass there. There is nothing like that. There is nothing like that. There is only one way to pass the exams, and that is to study and prepare for the exam spirit. Okay, so Nanajua, you don't need to travel to any place. You can pass the exams in Accra if you study very well. That's all. That's all. So don't travel anywhere. As I said, if there is any peculiar reason, maybe you have any peculiar reason that you need to be outside Accra, why not? You can go. But if you are going there because you think it is easier to pass, it's a lie. Accra and study for the exams. Okay, be in Accra and study for the exam. All right. So back to time management. It's a myth, okay? It's a myth. So I want you to just work at yourself. Look at your shadows. Look at the things that you do every day. And ask yourself, what can I do today? How can I log 2 hours every day? You see, this is home from work. And you have 2 weeks about. Or number 2, to prepare for your ICA examination. Do you know that subconsciously your mind tells you to rather go and watch the series, go and watch the movies, because your friends have sowed the seed in your heart. They have sowed the seed in your mind, and they've told you that, oh, this series is nice, this person was doing that, and so you become interested. So when you get home, instead of picking your book to study, you rather tell yourself that, oh, ICAs I'm there. Says I'm if the exam comes closer, I'm going to work hard so I can watch the movie now. No, forgetting that if you study now, charter as an accountant, you can do anything that you want to do if you have the money. You can watch all the movies in the world if you have the money. All right? So that is what you've got to understand. That is what you have to understand. So please, passing the ICA examination, your discipline is important. It's not about managing time. You cannot manage time. It's about disciplining yourself and telling yourself that from A to B, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to go here. Some of you, every Saturday, you go out to only God knows somewhere. And all in the name of all work and no play make Jack a dull boy. You've not done anything to play. You've not done anything to have any leisure. Okay? So what I would tell you is that you need to spend time. You need to have something. You need to discipline yourself to utilize the time. I think I have some questions here. Let me look at them. So someone, please, with PSA, when are you to explain? How do you go about it, considering marks attached to it? Yeah, so if the examiner said explain, yes, you explain, but you have to look at the marks that is allocated to it. Now, there is this key workings that you need to look out for. So you have 100 marks, okay, in the exam hall, and you are working in 180 minutes, that is 3 hours. So it means that 180 over 100 marks, it means that every minute you have 1.8 marks for every minute, okay? Every minute you have 1.8 marks. So if the examiner says explain, and the marks there it say 10, okay? The marks there is 10, that means you need to spend like 5 or 6 minutes on that. So you must take into consideration the marks allocated, but also you must be careful about the time, okay? Because it's 3 hours examination over 100 marks. So every minute is every mark is going for what did I even do? Every minute mark. So this minutes answering a 10-mark question. When you do that, you're going to fail. Okay, when you do that, you're going to fail. So somewhere, yes, you take into consideration 2 things. The marks are allocated to the question. This role, I don't have to answer all the questions. If I answer 3 questions, no, Charlie, I have passed. No, if you go to the exam hall with that mindset, you are going to fail. Okay, because what is the guarantee that the 3 questions that you think you have answered, what is the guarantee that it's correct? So rather you must discipline yourself. You see, it goes back to the word discipline. You must discipline yourself and then allocate time to everything that you are doing. This is why you must prepare yourself. In the exam hall, you don't think. Immediately you start spending time thinking too much in the exam hall, beginning to fail. That is why you must study, you must prepare. Now, I know you're going to say, you can't prepare for everything. Yes, I know, but how about giving yourself 80%, 90% preparation? How about being 90% ready for the exam hall? Boom, when you get to the exam hall, you will be more advantageous. You will be in a better position to be able to answer the question. Are you getting it? So that is what I would say. Prince Affeto, forgive me if I don't mention your name right, okay? But I'll try to mention them right. So Prince Affeto, how best can you use the 15 minutes in the exams room to read the questions? Good, good. The 15 minutes, depending on the paper you are writing, you must look at, so let me give you some preambles. So let's say you're writing financial reporting. Now, the 15 minutes, what you have to do is to scan read the requirement. The first is to go to the requirements of the question. So you go to question 1, what are the requirements? Okay. Question 2, what are the requirements? Question 3, what are the requirements? Question 4, what are the requirements? Question 5, what are the requirements? Then you grab your pencil, okay? Then you find out which of the requirements quickly start writing some things about. So once you read about the requirements, then depending, that's why I said depending on the question you are writing, the paper you are writing though, but whatever it is, once you read the requirement, you start scribbling out some of the things that you think you need to talk about in that particular, in those requirements. Then you can pick and choose 1 or 2 questions and read them. So let's say you are doing financial reporting. Okay, let me use financial reporting as a guinea pig. Let's say you are doing financial reporting. In the 15 minutes, you read all the requirements. You know that question 1, consolidation, is going to be there. So you find out what kind of consolidation. Is it profit or loss or statement of financial position, or the 2? Question 2 is going to be on standards. What kind of standards are there? Identify them. Then question 3, it's going to be on it may be ratios, okay, or single entity financial statement. Question 4 will be on ratios. Question 5 will be purely theory. So you read the requirement first. So once you finish reading the requirement, then this is what I recommend for Consolidate financial reporting. Go to accounting standards, or go to the ratios, or you can go to the theory, depending on where your strength is. And then you start scribbling out the things that you are supposed to do. Remember, you're going to be using your pencil, writing out. So in the 15 minutes, read all the requirements and then identify which of the requirements you can do first, best. Okay, first, best. Because chances are sometimes you think you can do a question, but you start with it 15 minutes into it, you realize that you can't do it. Then you cancel and go to another question. When you start an exam with that approach, you are likely to give yourself a lot of heart attack and pressure in the exam. Also, during the 15 minutes, read the requirements of the questions and then decide on what you want to do best first. Okay, that is very important. So you arrange it in that order. Then chances are, when they say start work, you've not finished reading the questions. Don't rush. Okay, don't rush. When they say start work, no, you start writing. No, don't do that. It's not a marathon you are going for. When they say start work, still go ahead to read your question, grab your pencil, plan everything you want to do, plan everything you want to write out, plan everything. So in addition to the 15 minutes reading time, you could use maybe another 15 minutes, okay, into the writing time to plan out everything, to plan out every workings that you need to do. You plan everything out in your answer booklet, the first page of your answer booklet. You plan out the things you want to do. Then you now decide, okay, from these questions I can answer question 2 best. I mean, I can get, if it is 20 marks, I can get like 17 of the marks, or maybe I can get maybe 12 of the whole marks. I can do that easier. So boom, you do that first. Then you come to the next one, boom, you do that second. So that is what I would say you would do. So don't just use the 15 minutes and they say start to work, then you start answering the question. No, add another 15 minutes or 20 minutes to it. Plan your work. Plan how you want to answer your questions. It's very important because that will save you a lot of time. Okay, that will save you a lot of time. So Prince Affeto, that is the recommendation that I will give to you in relation to how you can utilize your time in the exam hall. And since I'm answering a question about the exams, let me chip in this quickly. You know that there's going to be get ready to stop work. When you hear get ready to stop work, stop doing everything you are writing. Stop and go over what you have done so far. Now I know That is not what you've been told. I know that is not what you are familiar with, but that is what I recommend that you do. Okay? So ready to stop work, meaning you have like 15 minutes or 10 minutes to go. Take it easy, drop your pen, and go through the things that you have done so far. Read through, especially if it is a reading subject that you are going for, something like audit and assurance, something like public sector, and even sometimes financial reporting. Chances are you would have written a figure wrong, you would have given a wrong definition. Now, reviewing your work during that get ready to stop work is very important. It's very important. But some people will say, oh, Nhyira, get ready to stop work. I feel now, but it is now that the ideas are flowing. What if, I shouldn't use this word on air, what if what you are writing you think it's correct is even nonsense, and you could have saved yourself in writing, in correcting something that you've already done? That's a better approach. Okay, that's a better approach. So in the exam, or when you hear get ready to stop work, drop your pen and go over everything you have done and find out whether you have done the right thing, whether you have done the correct thing, whether you've answered the questions the way they are supposed to be answered. Because one of the things that the examiner has raised in the marking scheme, in the examiner's report across papers, are that students digress a lot. Okay, and students write opposite to the question without them knowing, and it's because you don't get time to review your work. Okay, so that is what I would say about the examination. Prince Afeto, I hope that helped you very well. So if you just joined the broadcast, we are still talking about time management. That is what I'm sharing with you. But you can drop your question in the chat box, and I'll be answering all your questions for you. So back to my issue about time. Ask yourself every single day, promise yourself you will lock 2 hours. From now till you write the exams, give yourself 2 hours every day. Now I know you say, Nhyira, I can't do it. No, you can do it. Stop lying to yourself. Stop deceiving yourself. You can do it. It is possible. Lock 2 hours every day with your book and solve as much questions as possible. If you don't understand anything, go on YouTube, come to my channel. You may get a video on it, or just type the thing you don't understand on YouTube. You will definitely get a video for clarification on it, maybe on my channel or on other channels. Open, right? So there are other channels there that can help. So don't stay in the dark. Okay, stay in the dark. Spend 2 hours every single day from now you write the exam. Listen, if you can do this single thing, I can guarantee you feel more confident when and you will realize that you pass the exams with ease. That's it. People complain a lot. CA exam is difficult. CA exam is difficult. CA exam is not difficult. If you sit down, you study, you prepare well for the exams, you will get to the exam hall, and whilst people are complaining, you will just go writing, and boom, your results come, then you pass. Then you move ahead with your life. Okay, so from now till you write the exams, spend 2 hours every day. 2 hours every day. Okay, spend 2 hours every day to do something on your own, to solve a question on your own. Okay, try it. It's going to be possible. Now, if it means that you need to reduce your sleep, okay, if it means that reduce your sleep, do it. Do it. Do it. That is what you must do in order to make you successful. So spend some time. 2 hours. 2 hours. You see, nobody can hold you accountable. The person that must hold yourself accountable. I cannot hold you accountable. I cannot force my agenda on you. I cannot do things. But you must realize that, listen, I've spent money on this thing. I have to do this thing as early as possible. You see, when you take longer to do this course, when you write the exam 1, 2, 3, you fail, you lose confidence. Okay? And people stop doing the ICA to go and do other things, thinking that when they come back, the ICA exams will become easy. But it doesn't get easy. It doesn't get easy. If anything, it's even getting tougher because CA questions are now being much standardized than before. So meaning that things are now getting tougher, things are now getting a level where it requires a lot of technical skills to be able to answer the questions. So if it requires a lot of technical skills to be able to answer the questions, then you must spend time to study, you must spend time to understand. So give yourself 2 hours every day. 2 hours. In the next few days till you write your exams, I think we have about 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks to. If you can spend time, I think about 3 weeks, I've got to be certain, about 3 weeks to go. If you can spend 2 hours every single day, 2 hours every day till you write the exams, you will pass this exams hands down. I can guarantee you that you will pass this exam hands down. So Samuel Kwesi, now if you just joined the broadcast, comment below in the chat box with your questions, and I'm here is a Q&A session, but I'm also sharing with you some thoughts on time management. So you comment below with your question. Samuel Kwesi, thanks so much. Please, with respect to the IPSAS, do you think it will be more of workings or theory? When we are talking about IPSAS, then we are talking about workings totally, all right? More of workings. So it's just like the accounting standards. IAS is in FR and IFRS is in FR. It's more going to be calculation rather than on theory, and it's more going to be related to preparation of financial statements or preparation of various extracts. Okay, so more workings rather than theory things, because the IPSAS, the way we can determine whether you understand the IPSAS is not about talking about it, but it's about solving a question. But this is a good news about the IPSAS. You know, the IPSAS are the same as almost all the IPSAS are the same as the accounting standards. I don't know if you know that, but financial reporting standards, they are the same thing. Let me see if I can go through a number of them with you here. I should have my slide here on that. The PSA, PSA here. Yeah, I have my slide here. There's a list of the IPSAS and their corresponding IFRSs and IASs. For instance, when you take IPSAS 2, cash flow statement or statement of cash flow, is the same as IAS. Okay, if you take IPSAS 4, that is the effects of changes in foreign exchange rates, is the same as IAS 21. If you take something like IPSAS 12, inventories, is the same as IAS 2. Okay, if you take IPSAS 14, events after the reporting period, is the same as IAS 10. If you take IPSAS 16, investment property, is the same as IAS 14. If you take IPSAS 17, property, plant and equipment, is the same as IAS 16. Okay, so, and then if you take IPSAS 19, provisions, contingent liabilities, contingent assets, is the same as IAS 37. So the things are the same. The only thing is that in the under IPSAS, the wordings are going to be the same. The wordings or the terminologies are going to be a bit different. Okay, the terminology will be different, but then the fact of the workings, the extracts, the financial statements to be prepared, and the treatment of the transactions just is the same as what you know in financial reporting. In financial reporting, and you are also writing public sector, then the IPSAS will not be a problem. Almost everything in the IPSAS is actually an accounting standard in FR in relation to that. There are just a few of them that are not applicable under IPSAS, but just I think about 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think 6 or 7 of the IPSAS are not in the accounting standards of financial reporting. But all the other IPSAS, when you just flip it up, you will just see it in financial reporting. So that is what I will also suggest for you to make sure you get this understanding to help you for the examination. All right, so if you're just joining the broadcast, comment in the chat box with your questions, the questions that you are having in relation to that. Now, for those of you who don't know, every semester I organize an executive revision masterclass for the students writing the ICAG examination, and that is a 2 weeks executive revision masterclass where you get exclusive access to me for 2 weeks, okay, where I teach you. You're going to have access to a revision session. You have access to a one-on-one session with me. You have access to our mock examination. You have access to our mock discussion. Then you have access to our examination analysis document. Our examination analysis document is ready out here, and we'll be sharing it with our students. Then also you get access to our online study portal. So if this is something that you are interested in, irrespective of where you are located, you can join the executive revision masterclass. You can come on campus here at the command, or you can also join online, because we'll be streaming all the executive revision masterclass live on Skype. Now, why won't we stream on YouTube? We are streaming on Skype because that is an exclusive event. The executive revision masterclass is an exclusive event, and it's a paid event. So if this is something that you are interested in, something that you want to be part of, or maybe you want some much details on, you can call or WhatsApp 050-114-9296 or 0548769918. I'm going to put that in the chat box to help you to be able to prepare for the exams. So I'm putting it in the chat box.
So in the game of football, we will have volleyball defenders. We will have midfielders, wingers, strikers, referees.
Alright, so I've left the contact in the chat box, 051-876-9918 or 050-114-9296. If the masterclass is something that you'll be interested in, because we wouldn't be streaming on YouTube, okay? We'll be streaming live on Skype. So if this is something that you'll be interested in, you just call or WhatsApp us for much details, and you can study under my mentorship, you can study under my guide, and you can get access to our examination analysis document that will assist you to prepare well for the examination. Alright, so if you're just joining the broadcast, comment below with your questions. I have about 5 minutes on my clock. and I'll be signing out in a moment. Now, so what I've been sharing with you today has been on the myth of time management, okay? There is nothing like time management, but there is self-discipline. So this is the promise I want you to make to me, okay? This is the promise, and it is for yourself, to yourself, and also to me. And I'm going to hold you accountable for that. I promise yourself that every day you're going to spend 2 hours to prepare towards the ICA examination. Every day you will spend 2 hours. Maybe it's about solving questions, maybe it's about watching some lecture videos, maybe it's about studying, reading your books, maybe it's about going through your notes. 2 hours every single day. Do it every single day. Do it. So set a clock, set a timer on your phone, and let it remind you. Schedule your time. If it means sleeping less than the number of hours you used to, do it. You won't die. Do it. Nothing will happen to you. If you can do that, I can guarantee you can increase your chances of passing the examination. Okay, you can increase your chances of passing the examination. So this is what I want you to understand. There is nothing like time management. That is a myth perpetrated over the years, because you cannot manage time. Time goes, you never get it back. What you can manage is money. What you can manage is yourself. What you can manage is what you do, because you have control over that. You do not have control over time, so you cannot manage time. You cannot manage time. So this is the promise I want you to give to yourself, that hey, I'm going to work hard every single day. 2 hours, I'm going to solve some questions. 2 hours, I'm going to practice some things. 2 hours, I'm going to read my notes. And if you don't do it, punish yourself. Hold yourself accountable. Or maybe if you have a friend that is very close to you who can help you on this thing, tell your friend that please call me every day this time and tell me or remind me I must do it. Do it, because you see, when you are able to go into the exam hall and you are confident of yourself, you know the things, you write the exams with ease, you pass exams, you move forward smoothly. And when you become chartered and you are doing your own thing, working for your dream company, maybe some of you want to work for some multinational companies, some of you want to work in the public sector, of you want to work, you have a dream company you want to work with, or some of you want to just run your own business but you want to just finish with this course that you are doing, then you can channel the idea of running your own business. Then that is something that you have to look out for in relation to that. Samuel, you are asking a question. Let me see your question. I think what you recommended on final account for PSA, as in dealing with workings and doing cut and paste, it is really good. Was done within 15 to 20 minutes on a question. Thanks so much. I appreciate. Okay. Now, Samuel, clarify this for me. Did you use the 15 or 20 minutes to solve one question? Can you clarify that for me? I'll be grateful if you can do that. Put it in the comment box for me. Did you use the 15 minutes to 20 minutes to solve one question, or two questions, or just the workings? It's just the workings, or what? Maybe clarify that for me. But thank you for trying out what I told you. That is how you get results. When you hear something, you go and try it out. Okay. So a question in 20 minutes. Okay, and that's a 20-mark question, I guess. So 15 to 20 minutes on a 20-mark question. So 1.8 minutes. So 20 divided by 1.8. Yeah, that is a full question. Okay, a full question. This is what I want you to do, Samuel. In as much as this strategy is working with you, I want you to, as you move forward, time yourself again and work with speed and accuracy. Okay, work with speed and accuracy, because if that is a full question, 15 to 20 minutes, it's on the average, but it's still quite a lot of time. It's still quite a lot of time. Okay, it's still quite a lot of time. So I know you are seeing results now, you are updating it, but how about doing it below that time? How about maybe killing it at 15 minutes? Is it possible? Try it and see. 15 minutes. Work with speed and accuracy, okay? Work on yourself. And I think tomorrow I'll be talking to you about examination psychology, okay? Tomorrow I'll be sharing that with you because in addition to self-discipline, one of the things that you need to deal with is examination psychology, because what goes on in your mind affects what you write on the paper and affects whether you pass the exams or you don't pass the exam. So tomorrow I'll be sharing with you something on examination psychology to help you with the mindset that you need to do to get an exam. So some try to see if you can beat the time down a bit. 20 minutes still look much. Looking at the way PSA questions are set and the requirements that are in there, you really need to work a bit of time. Wow, I like how you multi this. Really helping some of us. Thank you very much, Samuel. I'm great that I can be of help to you. I'm very grateful that I can be of help to you. Right, so as I was mentioning, tomorrow I'll be sharing with you examination psychology. Okay, so this is the challenge I want you to. I want to live with you. 2 hours every day. Promise yourself you're gonna do it. Write it down right now. Take a to-do list. Write it on a big paper, paste it everywhere in your room, paste it in your bathhouse, paste it in your kitchen, paste it on your bed, paste it everywhere, paste it on top of your TV, so that you say, every day I'm going to solve a question, every day I'm going to do something. If you can do 2 hours every day, listen, you will pass the ICAG exams hands down. hands down. That's it. That's it. If you can do 2 hours every day, you can pass the ICA exams hands down. I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you that. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, Prince. Affecto is a pleasure. So that is it about it. Tomorrow I'll be sharing with you examination psychology, and I'll still continue to answer the questions with you. I'm almost out of my time though, so I'll be ending the broadcast in the next 2 or so minutes. And so my final words is this: 2 hours every day. Can you do that? Yes, you can do it. 2 hours every day with your books. 2 hours every day with your books. 2 hours every day with your book. If you can do that, you will pass the ICA exams and you will become a chartered accountant as soon as possible. Now imagine writing every examination and passing. That's sweet, right? You don't spend money, you don't waste time, you don't go through any trauma. I don't know if you have failed an exam before, but the emotional trauma alone, because I know you tell your friends, I'm going to write an exam, so your results come and you failed. It's not normal, okay? It's not normal, right? But
this is the millionaire booklet.
But if you can work on yourself, if you can tell yourself that, hey, this is what I'm going to do, this is how I'm going to do it, I can guarantee you're going to pass the exams, okay? So thank you very much for joining the broadcast today. My name is Nhyira Premium, and this is why I created this YouTube channel, to not only provide you with lecture videos on the channel to help you prepare for your examination, but also to answer some questions like this. Thank you very much, Samuel, for your question, Nanajua for your question, Prince Affecto for your questions. I'm very, very grateful. And thank you everyone who joined the broadcast just to listen to the broadcast, and continue to share the channel. Now, for those of you who have not subscribed to the channel, I don't know why you have not subscribed to the channel. Click on the subscription button and click on the notification bell, so that anytime I go live like this, you'll be the first person to be notified. So you can join me, ask me any questions, and then I can assist you to prepare well for the examination. As I mentioned, from next week I'll be doing live lectures on YouTube like this. So I would want you to be forwarding your questions to us on the number that I've left in the chat box: 050-114-9296, 050-114-9296, 050-114-9296. Send us the questions, the areas that you want me to cover on my channel. My team will work on it, and I'll be able to prepare for that, so that from next week when I'm taking or teaching something, it's actually your question. Is something that you are facing challenge with. Nanajua mentioned that she had a problem with revaluation, and so I think from next week when I start with the lectures, I may talk about that. I will talk about that. I will talk about that. That is a promise I'm making. So I will talk about that and deal with that for you, Nanajwa. So continue to stay with us, continue to stay connected, and also make sure you follow me on Instagram, because I share a lot of videos, lecture videos as well on my Instagram TV. It's still Nhyira Premium on Instagram. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, because every single day I make available other lecture videos. Some of the things that we upload on my Instagram TV, they may not be available on this YouTube channel, because that is a different environment, that is a different platform. So I put there other different materials, all in the name of helping you to prepare for your examination. So thank you very much for joining the broadcast today, and I'll see you same time tomorrow, 4 p.m. as we continue with our discussion, as we continue with our explanation, as we continue with our journey. It is my believe that when we are able to do this in the next 3 weeks, you will be in a better position so you can prepare well for the examination. Because I believe that if you work hard, you will be paid for the hard work, and the payment you get for your hard work is if you pass the exams. And when you pass the exams, I'll be very much excited, and you will be very much excited as well. well, and you continue with your job so you can become a chartered accountant and ultimately achieve your goals. So thank you for watching the broadcast from the team here at Nhyira Premium organization. Thank you very much for joining us, and I'll see you tomorrow same time 4 p.m. Share the broadcast, share the video, invite your friends. Let's have a lot of people on board so we can assist everybody who is preparing for the examination. Bye bye, and I'll see you tomorrow.